Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasati Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Vaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasati Gaur Bhakta Vrindam.
Good day, Haribol, Namaste. Welcome to this Thursday Yoga Talk. I am Nephai of Philippine Yoga Academy, and I am a yoga holistic coach. For many years, I've been helping people to transform themselves and bring them to the best version of who they want to be. This show is all about yoga under the sun and beyond. We give you all the bits and talks all about yoga from its philosophy and practices, primarily to help and assist you through your yoga journey. And today also is February 11th. In Vedic injunctions, we practice what we call Muni Amavasya. Muni is a kind of practice where you silence your mind, your thoughts, and your senses. It is one of the best self-care practices. So, in a simple word, today is a happy silence day. So, three things that you can do to commemorate or practice this today is first, avoid yourself from too much exposure to gadgets and the internet, at least 4 hours. And next is you can have some meditation, especially mantra meditation, which you can focus your mind. And another one is avoiding your urgency to speak and some negative thoughts towards others. So happy Silence Day. This afternoon, my guest is very, very interesting. We will be learning some few things about how to manage our life energy to increase our creativity, power, and productivity. Our guest this afternoon is so passionate about sharing holistic practices. She is also into energy medicine and healing, and also into wellness. She is a spiritual student and seeker of the truth as well. She keeps herself into continuous learning from different teachers and modalities. An intuitive healer, a Reiki teacher, and a shamanic practitioner. I welcome you all, my guest this afternoon, Miss Cath Plaza. Hello.
Hi. Hi, Mr. Pie. Thank you. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to
um,
all who are watching.
mhm. And um, I want to know, how are you today, Miss Cath, and um, how do you feel that you are here in our show?
I am honestly, I feel this morning, today generally, and I'm very excited for this talk, flowing communication, because
Mm,
we need more effort. And I appreciate what you are doing because all these things, these are not easy. This is a commitment. Thank you for allowing teachers or practitioners to be able to serve as well through your platform. So I'm honored and grateful and ready to flow.
yeah, and speaking for your readiness this afternoon, I want you to share something about yourself, what you do, and whom do you do it for, so that our guests, our viewers right now will have an idea what it is that you are doing in your life right now.
Okay. I am a human being, basically just trying
Yeah.
to basically just trying to understand the bigger concept of life.
Wow, that's powerful.
Is to relate to others. I like the prayer that you showed in the beginning. How it is to be here and humble ourselves and this is strong the street or how to serve, how to like the trees, like basically how to be one, how to be one with yoga. Yoga is
Mm,
your is about union to our mind, our body, ourselves, and basically
yeah.
we were born not having a manual on how to do this life. We don't
Yeah,
have a
exactly.
manual like here. Here's your print copy of manual. You're gonna go to Earth or you're gonna go to this life and this is how you're gonna live. No, we don't have that. So
Mm,
that's interesting beauty of this life to find out why we're here, what's the big purpose. And I'm
mm,
continually seeking for that. And as I'm seeking, I'm also sharing to my family, to whoever that that I'm meeting along the way. As we are meeting a lot of people in this life. So yeah, that's what I do in a
well,
nutshell.
yeah, the quest for self-discovery, and knowing what is our purpose, where we are heading in our lives is, and as you
Yeah.
said, you found the manual to that, and you are practicing with your life. And I guess this afternoon, that is what you want to share, right? Some of the few things that you
Oh,
uncover.
a few things of the manual. Apparently, there
No, no,
is
no, no.
no one man for all people. Yes, that I'll be
What
sharing
I,
a few things.
Yes, yes, yes. Because when we talk about the whole manual, it will take us a lifetime to uncover that. So I guess some few
Oh,
tidbits that is very connected to what we will be discussing about creativity, productivity, and yeah. Let us talk about this life energy. What do you mean by that? Because when people hear the word energy, what first come to their mind is the energy that they get from the food, how they can be fueling throughout
Mhm.
the day or throughout their exercise, but they don't know that there is also another type of energy. So what is that? Can you emphasize that for us?
Yeah. Okay. So let's let's break down this. So in simple
Mm.
words,
Yes, yes.
energy is what gives us life. Energy is what allows us to move,
Mm.
to perform a lot of things. Basically, we are made up of energy. That is a very profound topic, but we're going to break down and mention about food. You mentioned about other things that are sources of this energy. So we came into this life without a manual. I've said that. Right. We don't have when we are born into this life, we don't have a PDF copy of Cat. This is how you're gonna live your life. If you want power, this is how you there's the things that you want to do. This is how you manage your mind, your brain, your body. No, we don't have that. Yeah?
Mm.
Apparently,
Yeah, yeah.
what I think is I, the source or the bigger, has given us, and this is not a common knowledge. Yeah. And I call
Yeah,
this manual a supercomputer navigation system.
wow, what a
Supercomputer
term.
navigation system that's all inside us. The manual is not a print copy, but the manual is inside us. It is in our mind, it is in our thoughts, it is in our heart, it is in our spirit. Yeah? So this
Mm.
supercomputer navigation system is a very fancy, intricate, advanced system. So human
Mm.
being is the most advanced supercomputer system in this entire existence, in this entire Earth existence. That's why we're capable of doing a lot of things. Yeah, advancements here and there and all that thing. And
Yeah.
what any computer system, what makes it function? Like for example, our computer, what makes it function is electricity, correct? We need to plug it in.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
if there's electricity, then it will turn on and you can use it to your function. Energy is like the electricity.
Mm.
So depending on what kind of electricity you're putting into this supercomputer, it is also the quality how you are going to use this advanced system.
Okay, so
So
let me
this
clear on that.
supercomputer,
Sorry,
sure.
I'll pause you for a while. I'll pause you for a while because I wanna know if what you're saying is that energy built in, or we just cultivate that energy? Is it built in, or as true as we go on with our lives, can we just cultivate it? So I wanna clear
Yes,
on that, yeah, on that too.
very, very nice question. So
Yeah.
I was comparing this to a computer, but this computer system has a battery,
Mm.
has its built-in battery that runs for a lifetime.
Mm.
But yeah, once this battery runs off, it dies, correct? It
Mm.
doesn't
Yeah,
function
yeah, yeah.
anymore. But this,
Mm.
like a computer, we need to clean. We need to
Mm-hmm.
clear the trash, the cache, the history. We need to upgrade operating system in order for us to fully utilize
Yeah, yeah,
this.
that's nice. Yeah.
And that clearing, that upgrading of system, here comes the practices that we need to do. Here comes the
Mm.
understanding, the thoughts, yoga, anything, because yoga is the most advanced operating system that we can install in the supercomputer.
I love that analogy. I love that analogy because most of the time from my practices, the analogy is like we have the body like a car and we are the passenger inside the car as the life energy. And now you're comparing it as into a computer wherein the our body is like the hardware. Yeah. and then the software is the subtle part of it, which our mind, our intelligence, and our ego, right? And when
Exactly.
you update the software of that, like for example, when you put yoga or some other spiritual practices, then that operating system will be the one running to upgrade yourself. Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
that's how I understand what you are saying right now.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying. Thank you for that. And
Yeah.
when we write on our computer as well, Miss Defy, the most interesting thing that is happening right now in our lives is that we totally are not knowledgeable enough to be able to manage this computer. Yeah.
Mm.
Example, our computer, when you type, you have a keyboard, right? And your computer, and when you
Mm.
type like, I want to be happy, correct? And if your
Mm.
computer is displaying I am suffering, then there is something not connecting, right? Whatever you're
Yes, yes.
typing, it should be
Yeah,
of the document that you're creating. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that is basically what is happening. If we gain management, not control, not so much of control, but management in this
Mm.
supercomputer, we can we can achieve anything that we want. We can do anything
Mm.
that we want, whether that is power, whether that is creativity, whether that is peace, bliss, happiness, whatever you want, whatever instruction you put into this system, you will get it. So
Yeah.
the amount now, the instruction that we're gonna put now, there's comes a little bit of an issue there. It's just because we are not putting instruction. We want a result, a particular result, but the instruction we're putting in, the coding,
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
are
yeah,
coding a website, we want a particular result, but at the back of that,
yeah.
we code it. We type our
Mm.
codes, right?
Mm.
But we
Mm.
want a particular result. We want to be happy. We
Mm.
want to be successful. We want to be creative.
Mm.
Everything. Who doesn't want to be happy? Oh my goodness, right?
Yeah.
But the instruction we're putting to our body is not of happiness. It's not of success. It's not of power, of positive energy. So there is a gap. So, but the beautiful thing is there is that we are the computer, we are the
Mm.
coder, so we actually make our life. It's not that
Mm.
somebody caused us pain or somebody causes disaster or like, oh, no, we are responsible for this and
Yeah.
have total of this supercomputer. So that is what this this is what is I am I have discovered in seeking that this comes after all inside us. It's not outside us, never outside us. So once we
Yeah.
try to keep them outside us, that's a problem.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. And actually, what you are saying right now is I can understand that because I immediately remembered the movie Matrix when Keanu Reeves was trying to learn some kung fu, and then immediately it was just
Mhm.
downloaded all the techniques of martial arts in there, and he immediately knows everything. Yeah. So just like what you are saying right now, when um, we are poured with all this knowledge that we want with our lives to hit our goals or whatever it is that we want to achieve, and our system is our hardware is properly operating, then the process is smooth, and yeah, we can be operating smoothly. Yeah, so that's what you are basically
Correct.
saying right now. Yeah.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
other words, let's go back to our body. In other words, we need complete balance of body, mind, and
Mm.
spirit. The software, the hardware should be in alignment. There's no way
Mm.
that the software wants happiness and the hardware, the body is creating habits. That is not of
Yeah.
happiness. That is not
Mm.
in alignment.
Happening.
So
Yeah.
that is the conflict in there. So that is what is happening in most of the times.
Yeah, and one problem that I can see also, that most people are identifying with the hardware and neglecting the software. You know, so in layman's term, like for example, we are so engrossed that as people know our themselves, we are this body, we you know, as people describe, the society is telling us that I am Nephi, I am a holistic coach, you know, these descriptions, all these labels, these tags, and then we identify with it. And when time comes that we feel very lonely and dissatisfied with the outcomes as the society is expecting us, then there's a turmoil within that is happening. Yeah. So what you are saying right now is, I can understand it to the platform that most people that I knew, and I guess you know also, are mainly identifying from the outside skirt, from the hardcore, and from the hardware. Hardcore. I'm sorry, hardware, and yeah, they just wanted to know how it is to turn and off, or it. I think just cleaning the outside from dust and everything, but not really opening up inside, wherein there's also dust and there's also degradation that is happening. Yeah. And sometimes they neglect the software, and along they don't acknowledge that when they just keep cleaning the outside, okay, and then the dust can go also inside, and then immediately there is the start of how it is not functioning well. It will also alter the software. Yeah.
Yes.
um
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. I so agree. So that is, the body is the beginning. The body is the beginning. It's also intelligent. Once we tune in to our body, it can teach us. Is It is our entry point inside.
mm,
So, but we should never stop on the body. We should use the body as the beginning, as the portal, to be curious about,
mm,
why is my hands moving like this? Why, if I
mhm.
need to move my hands, why is it moving? Why am I breathing without even to
Thinking
command
of that.
myself to breathe? Why is my
Yeah.
body digesting? Why is my
mm,
body can see things? So this
mm,
curiosity can trigger a lot of curiosity enough to wire inside. So this body is an amazing thing. You know, this is our first best friend, our body. This is this
yeah.
is what we are given when we are, you know, when we are born on this life. And once we make friends in our body, of course, if we are friends with our body, we take care of our friends. We don't neglect our friends. We don't reject our, we serve our friends. So friend this body, make this body as our friend, and then curious, and this will lead us to a deeper understanding of what is inside. Because the body is the skin, the body is also the liver, the body is also the heart, the kidneys, and everything. And of course, again, given to this time, it is not our fault when we don't know this in the
mm,
beginning. When it is
mm,
not our fault when we don't until now. It's just because, again, we were not taught about this. We were not taught. Our ancestors or anything, any institution, they were just doing the best that they can on the ability that they can. But again, we have the
mm,
opportunity now. That's why we're having this
mm,
effort of educating, awareness, expanding consciousness to be able to impart that, hey, a little nudge, just a little nudge. There's more. There's more to this. Come to this way. Yeah.
mm.
So
Yeah.
because I have been into that situation that I don't know nothing. Like I don't know
Mm,
that what I see is what I get. It's just because it doesn't mean that I have an ill intent myself. We always want the good for ourselves. It's just like than me. But I get full for our teachers, our communities, people like you, Ms. Nafai, enlightening us to what could lie bigger, what making us curious, asking the big questions, leading us to the right question for us to be able to tap into what's real inside us. So the body is the beginning, and the body is a very intelligent thing. You know how the body can heal itself, how the body digests itself. It's a very intelligent. Now the identification of the body identity, now that is the mind. We have, again, don't have an understanding of how our body works. This is not a competition. Well, again, we start with the body, and then we go with the feelings, then we go with our emotion, our mind, and we go with our spirit. So we try to understand that one by one. Because when we try to understand it at all once, we get overwhelmed, we get confused. Yeah. So
yeah.
That's my little thought there.
Yeah. Well, what I can understand what you're saying is in each mechanism that we have that is built in with us, our body, our mind, our ego, they are simultaneously operating at the same time. But we can understand from our own realization discovery how each mechanism are operating on its own. Yeah, so that's what you are saying a while ago. And I was caught with what you have said a while ago about we don't know when we start. We don't know that can you remind me again that when you say that we don't know how it is when we come to nothingness, okay, from the beginning. I'm actually curious how that idea will apply to those people who were born with disabilities, like for example, they were born that they don't have a hand, or their life is so miserable at a very young age, or those people who will say that why I am poor, why I cannot, I'm blind, why I have this kind of family, when we adhere that idea that we don't know or we came from nothing. So how do you apply that to those situations from most people who question about life in their miserable condition? That's my
Yeah, thank
curiosity.
you. Very, very, very interesting. Well, no child, when we are born, no child is questioning why I look different. No child is questioning why my skin is this, why my nose is this, why am I blind? There is no thought like that. It is being implanted. We'll learn that along the way.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with that. Yeah.
So again, go back to going back to this journey. It's an interesting journey. It's just because there were people ahead of us, right? There were people ahead of us, and society is society before we are born. And then there's already a program in there. There were probably some corrupted program in this. But once again, we don't. As much as we are aware of corrupted program, we don't concern ourselves with that. We improve our own program inside us.
Yeah. Maybe I can add with that in the perspective of reincarnation, because that's also a huge part of yoga. That reincarnation. Most people will say that when you talk about reincarnation, it's just something that after death, I will go to a body of a dog or an animal. That's how people think of it is. But actually, reincarnation is the transmigration of the self from one body to the next. So it means that there is a transfer of someone or something from one mode to another. So in this life, we can see it in our lifetime. For example, we are born in our during our baby body. Okay, we are small as like this. Okay, small as like this, and
Mhm.
as we grow, okay, as we grow, we become taller and taller until we hit the maturity. So in this lifetime, we already reincarnating or transmigrating from one body to the next. So that is the nature of life, wherein we as the spiritual person, which is full of energy, which is made of energy, is in this life we are already transmigrating from one body to the next. So with that with that idea, connecting to what you said about this, to the beginning of life, okay, so I can understand that in the future, if I will have the chance to reincarnate again in the next life, I am responsible with whatever body that I will be having in the future. Because if you believe in a life of responsibility, then you will take the consequences of your action, right? That's how
Yeah.
that's how nature works. As you sow, so shall you reap. Action, reaction, di ba? Cause and effect. So by that alone, understanding the law of reincarnation, I can understand from the platform when you are saying that not we came from nothing. It means that our knowledge, our wisdom is so limited from the time that we were born. Okay, and it's just the matter of our life, as the transgression of our lives and the capacity of our brain to accept this knowledge is now growing. So I can understand what you're saying in that standpoint. But when you say that we came from nothing, like for example as life energy in itself, then to the beginning of life and having the law of reincarnation and the cause and effect, then it's another story wherein we are being responsible with our action. That's why our life right now, we can choose the parents that we have. We can choose the type of body that we have, and even why we are suffering, why we are happy, why we are so fortunate. Just like other person, like the owner of SM. It's not by their effort that their sons are so rich. Yeah. So why is it? It's because of that, because of the karmic reaction from their previous life, that they will be having that kind of family. So from my what I'm saying is that the source of life does not come from nothing, but the way that we can get the wisdom as we tow our life is a continuous learning. Yeah, do you agree with
Yes.
me with that?
I I can totally agree with that.
Yeah.
When we say this life, when we look at in a deeper aspect of it,
Mhm.
this life is a continuation. It is not an actual birth. That is the
Yes.
reason why there are kids that are geniuses. There are kids that are talented.
Mm.
We have nothing. Nothing is that we came into the body with this consciousness. Yeah, it's a
Mm.
continuation. It's just because in
Yes.
it in the and once we talk with energy, energy is neither created nor
Mm.
destroyed. Whatever
Yeah.
you are when you die, this body, this earth will perish. The mind will
Mm.
perish. Everything will
Mm.
perish except this one particle of energy that will carry on from life to life. Yeah.
Mm.
So again,
Yeah.
when we are born in this earth, we are born as Cath Plaza.
Mhm.
Again, we concern ourselves with as Cath Plaza. I
Mm.
concern myself as a Cath Plaza, and how can I improve myself? How can I manage myself as Cath Plaza?
Mhm.
Whatever I've learned in the past, whatever belief I have in the past, that remains in my program, and it will come up if necessary.
Mm.
However, what my concern is the now. So
Mm.
that is my thought of bringing that we are totally responsible. We can change the program. It's not because we have this particular For example, very bad, not bad, very difficult karma that we carry into that consciousness. It doesn't mean that we
Mm.
have to live this life with that consciousness we carry inside us. We can always
Exactly.
override. We can always create. We can always shift,
Yeah.
transform, transmutate. So if we are
Mm.
born poor, well, we are born poor, but it doesn't mean that you can change that outcome. It doesn't,
Yeah.
it's just because another life is another chance, another beginning. And the beauty of this, Miss Nafai, is that we are not born in this life once. And
Yes.
when we sleep at night, then
Mm.
probably we experience this let's just call it metaphor, metaphor of
Yeah.
death. And then when we
Mm.
wake
Yeah.
up, we are born again. We are a different
Mm.
person. Yeah,
Exactly.
even every
Yeah.
second many cells in our body are dying. So transmigration, rebirth is not only happening in this grand scale of death,
Mm.
dying and birthing. It is actually happening in every moment. So
Yeah.
what I concern is that how how can we make every moment that we can shift our lives in ways that we want.
Mm. Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
a victim of our past. We're not
Mm.
a victim of my past lifetime. No, 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 no. I acknowledge and honor that, but this life is a new beginning for me to be able to do amazing things,
Yeah.
learn things, probably correct things from the past that I did, things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. But I agree with your concept of reincarnation. I'm a big
Yeah.
believer as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big believer.
What I love with what you said a while ago about that living in the now is it's so powerful that some people do not recognize it in their daily lives, because if they will only know that your reality is this moment, whatever is that in that you are conscious, you are awakened, and you are putting your attention in the moment, is those moments that you truly lived. So that's how powerful it is. Now, um that is why our topic this afternoon is all about energy, because most of the time, okay, most of the time when we consume ourselves of thinking the past, or um, that familiar past, or thinking what we will do in the future, we miss all the things that we have in the now, and we overconsume our energy, putting it from remembering that familiar past, or outpouring so much for our intangible future. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's quite interesting. Actually, it's quite interesting that people don't know that, and sometimes they just waste their energy by overthinking, or um, um, overthinking without the action. Can you imagine someone watching Netflix all throughout the day, but at the back of his subconscious mind thinking where I'm gonna get to pay my bills, what will I do to increase my income. So you might be engaging in that activity that is not helping you, but at the back of your mind you are thinking of how to do it, but you don't engage. Yeah. So
Mhm.
can you explain to us further how we can harness that energy, and so that we will be able to maximize and the usage of that energy in our daily lives while living in the moment.
Yes. Thank you for bringing me there. That's a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful ah turnabout. But again, most of us, no exemption, even me sometimes, even the most advanced teachers, we all have unconscious patterns inside us. We'll have programs inside us that we don't know. Sometimes the unconscious patterns inside us is what is actually controlling most of what we do, most of our behavior. Yeah. Sometimes you don't really want to waste our time, scrolling on Instagram. But why is that we can't help it sometimes? We just like scroll. It is the unconscious pattern at the back of our program. Now, how can we override? How can we override this unconscious pattern and make it conscious so we can make decisions? Yeah. So once again, it depends on the energy we are putting in. Yeah. First of all, there are simple ways that we can go about it. First of all is there are many things, Miss Nifai, but if we can only change, if we can be mindful of just two things, it would change. It would make a big impact and transformation in our life. First is the food that we eat.
Yes.
The food that we eat contains instruction. The food is not just food. The food contains DNA instruction. It is energy. Again, we go back to our beginning topic that everything is energy. Food is energy. The energy that you are taking in is actually giving you instruction on how this body operates. That is why there are some food that we eat that we feel sleepy afterwards. There is some food that we eat that we feel restless afterwards. We might not be conscious about this. It's just because we are getting used to this. But once we are starting to observe the food that we eat, and then we observe what is this doing in my body? Yeah. What kind of program I am implementing inside this body?
That's so interesting and powerful. Yeah.
Yes.
It means it means that the coding that you're putting to the software is coming from the food, and the type of coding is contributing to how the program works. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just one source. There are so many sources, but the if we can only just start with this number one is food, we can change big time. We can change our mental program. It's just because there are foods that actually makes us elevated, makes us motivated, like nuts, for example. There are actually food for the brain, green leafy vegetable that gets us more energy. These are programs, if you notice. Yeah. So once we consume food, we don't look at food as food. We look at food as energy. What kind of energy I am taking in my body?
Yeah. And I can add to that. I'm sorry to cut you again because because I want to add also the information about food that, as you can say, it can elevate or it can degrade the type of consciousness that we are developing. So in yoga practices, sometimes we categorize this food as food for goodness, food for cultivating passion, food that is good for developing ignorance, mode of ignorance. So you can examine in your life, or you can see in your life, in your daily life, if you are eating those food categorized in those levels. For example, in a mode of ignorance. Ignorance, actually, when people say ignorance, they will say ignorant. No, ignorance means immobility or out of inertia, or it keeps you sluggish, or it makes you heavy, not moving. So sometimes when I say mood of ignorance, people will say, "Oh, I'm ignorant. I don't have," So I'm quite careful about that one. So, for example, food that is in the mode of ignorance are those cooked more than 3 to 5 hours and with blood, and contains with blood. So automatically, when we consume those kind of food, our body becomes heavy, and because it takes a lot of energy to process that kind of food. Yeah. And when we go to mode of passion, there is the too much salty or too much sweetness, too much of spicy, So because those kind of food are very stimulating to keep us going. Okay. So if you consume, like, for example, coffee, okay, it brings restlessness and agitation so that we can continue with whatever it is that we want to accomplish. So another is in the mode of goodness, those are people who consume light meal and fruits and vegetables and those food that very nourishing. So I can understand from those categories that if most people will only know that the kind of food that they are taking is dragging them to this mode of material nature, then that is the reason why they cannot they cannot say no to lechon. Why they cannot say that, yeah, why that is the deepest reason or the subtle reason why they love milk tea, they love this the common one, you know, the Starbucks or something like that. It's because the quality of their lives where they are engaging are also the type of food that they will be eating. So simultaneously it comes into two. So for example, if you are in a mode of passion, of course you will be eating foods that is in the mode of passion. And when you are in the other way around, when you're consuming food which is in mode of passion or in mode of ignorance or mode of um, goodness, then you can change the pattern of your consciousness. So that's what you're saying, overriding, because all we need is to empower people that these are the effect of the food that you're eating to override your consciousness. Yeah,
Mm,
and that is the best way to manage your energy.
yes,
Yeah. So
yes, yes.
going to the number two, because we can talk a lot of this. We can talk a lot
Yes.
of this in a different platform. It's a whole
Food,
workshop that we can do about that.
yes, food is it's a lifetime topic. So again, but
Yeah.
again, food is very important.
Yeah.
Just a little about food, just a little bit on how we can have an idea. If we don't have all this knowledge of what kind of food, we all have this sattvic kind of food, all these things. But if we don't have knowledge of all these things, we have this supercomputer that we can use. We can eat food and then tune in how the body
Mm.
feels after eating. The
Mm.
body
That's
feels,
powerful.
the body feels, and the body will tell us the instruction that we're putting inside. So without
Mm.
having all those information, of course, if we have access to that information, that is a privilege. That is so beautiful. But again, going back to simplicity of this, of food taking in, and then
Mm.
make it observe how are you feeling. That's an
Mm.
experiential type of learning. So yeah,
Mm.
that's just how can we build relationship with our food.
Yeah. 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 It's so powerful when you have
Okay.
this mindful eating, the mindful eating
Yes.
where, yeah, that's the power of it, because you can be reminded and aware what is the impact of the food that you are ingesting after a few hours after you eat.
Sure.
Okay, you
Thank
can
you. Yes.
continue.
The second that we can actually consciously do is a most simple but the most powerful and effective. Yeah. Sometimes we can't control what we eat. It's just like it's not because we are choosing. Sometimes um, there are many factors in life that we only eat food that what's in there, what's available. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
We don't
yeah.
have so much options. We have that scenario in the world. But again, the second is present in everyone, and that is the breath.
Mm,
We can
yeah.
only manage the breath. We can change the entire program, not only override, but we can erase the program and we can write new program inside us. That is the
Wow.
power of the breath. And it is an instruction given to us when we are born. When the child first born in this life, inhalation happens, life happens. When we come out of this life, exhalation happens, then life goes off. Breath is
Mm,
the main carrier of life force energy. And everyone has access to this. So it's not an excuse that I don't have money to pay for the course, I don't have money to buy this food, whatever. You have the breath. We all have the breath, you know? So
Yeah.
again, there's just so much knowledge about this breath. But if you notice, most of us are chest breather. We are not breathing properly. We are
Yeah.
not breathing to our full potential. You know, if we talk about yoga, this is another limbed branch of yoga called pranayama, and it's like days, years of topic. But again, it's just a quick overview and insight on how they can do this, adapt this simple technique in their life that, you know, they can have a taste of it, and probably if they want to experience more, then they can inquire to Philippine Yoga Academy for some yoga classes or pranayama classes, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But the breath is very important. When we start our day, before we actually put our feet on the ground, yeah, I invite everyone to tune in to your breathing. What is the quality of breath? The quality of breath that you are breathing. Am I breathing shallow? Am I breathing short breath? Or I am having difficulty breathing? Or I am actually like breathing nicely and calmly? Yeah. So what can we do every morning to manage this energy inside us is actually, first of all, we can close our eyes or open our eyes, yeah? And then breathe from our belly. Breathe from your belly. When you inhale, allow that belly to expand, yeah? When you exhale, then allow that belly to constrict or to like pull your belly in. Exhaling all the amount of air. Exhaling the old air stuck in our body. Hello, I'm sorry. Mr. Fire is still here.
Yes. I just put you into limelight so that you can explain
Okay.
it further. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the power of breath, the simple technique that you have showed to us right now. The irony of that is when you mentioned when we have from the moment that we were born, it's so natural for us to have this diaphragmic breathing. Yeah. But
Baby.
as we yeah. So as we age, we forget everything. We forget. It's just we don't just acknowledge how or appreciate that we don't the air is free. Okay, and unless somebody might think to bottle it up, actually there is already. yeah that's
That's
yeah
terrible.
somebody already did it, but it did not yet come to life because maybe we have still ample of air. Yeah. So what happened is people don't appreciate that those simple techniques is really changing our biology. Like you can say you can create or you can delete some of the informations that you don't need in your life. And
Yes.
that is why that is why we as practitioners like you and me, we are so passionate when we go out and uh, telling people our programs, because to we want to educate you again how you can breathe, the proper way of breathing, and how you can live your daily life um without wasting your energy. And they might say in that point of perspective, they might say, your program is so expensive, we cannot afford that one. Well, if we can only give you for free, because in this day and age we can, because we what we have right now, nothing is free. Okay, the energy is not free, the water that we have to sustain also our energy. So that's actually what you are paying for us to sustain what we do so that we can educate you. But let's not go about that one. I'm just emphasizing this for those people who say that, we can do it by ourselves out of ego. out of ego that, yeah, we can just find it in YouTube. Okay, you can. Yeah, you can. You can find it in YouTube, but but the one that you are saying in YouTube cannot say, oh, you're doing it properly. They cannot say that, okay, you're doing it now correct. That's how you do it. Yeah. Can you relate to that? Can you relate to that, when people are saying, no, I don't want to go to your class because I can find it in YouTube, but no one will correct you. No one will correct you if you're doing it right. Yeah. Not like when you have a practitioner with you who can assist you and bring you back to these practices, which is very powerful. Yeah. So going back to this talk of energy, sometimes I go everywhere when I'm
It's okay.
emphasizing. Yeah. Yeah. um Suppose that we cultivate and we harness this energy, what will be the best um goal, or what it is that the goal that we want in our lives, why we will continue to do to for you. I'm asking at your perspective that what will be the best goal in life, why we want to harness and cultivate this energy.
Yeah.
That's very curious. That's where my curiosity is um leading me in this moment.
Thank you, thank you. Just a little bit about the breathing and not breathing properly. It's sometimes um, it's not about wanting or not wanting to be able to breathe correctly or not, and it's not about forgetting how to breathe correctly. It's again unconscious behavior that we're putting too much stress in our body, that we're putting too much
Mm,
trash in our body, that our body could not expand correctly, that our body
mm,
could not inhale at its capacity, just because it is
mm,
full of toxins and waste. So again, a powerful combination of mindful eating, the conscious food and the conscious breathing that we can use. It's a powerful combination of rewriting, overriding a program. But again, you're going back to your question of how in cultivating energy personally, what is my goal? Is that a question?
yeah, yeah, and then most people that based from your practices, why they want to cultivate that energy, what it is for, so,
Yeah.
or in your own
Okay.
perspective. Yeah.
So there are a lot of things that we can do with this energy. I'm going to name everything. It's just because some other things are beyond our human imagination. This is how powerful energy. And energy can create, can break. It is beyond powerful. Yeah. But what I am personally concerning with is again going back to the simple supercomputer navigation system, to be able to have full management of how this system works, of how my
Mm,
mind works, of how my body works, of how my spirit works. So whenever I tell my computer to program happiness, then I will be able to be in that state of happiness. If I am telling my system to program passion because I need to create an event, then I will be able to write that code and be in that energy of passion. If I tell this system to rest because I want to rest, then then I am able to rest without switching off my mind, switching off everything. It's because I have total, complete management of this supercomputer, and that is just once we have this, you know, control, not control, but full management of this supercomputer, we can achieve and do anything that we program this with. And what we can do, we concern ourselves with that later because you can do a lot of things in this life. You can achieve richness, wealth, power, or you can be the most peaceful person on earth, the most happy on earth. You can do It can help other people. You know, there are a lot of things that we can do. Again, we concern of the bigger output, but
Mm.
how about our tool?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
are we
Yeah.
going to get there? Our
Mm.
mind alone will not allow us to get where we
Mm.
want. We
Yeah.
need 100% total management of this supercomputer, body, mind, spirit. And once
Mm.
we have a little bit of management of that, then you're good. You can do whatever
Yeah.
you want. You can wish for, you can go for the most esoteric knowledge in the world. You'll be good because you're balanced and grounded in your body, your mind, and your spirit. So
Yeah.
whatever you
Yeah.
want. So
So
whether that's power,
yeah.
creativity, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
powerful.
just
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. That's powerful. Well, I can just relating it to the to the computer. Once your system is clean and upgraded, then it's easy for you to put another program when you have more storage in your
Yeah.
computer. Yeah. Yeah, so
And
um yeah.
we need to constantly delete history. We need to constantly delete
Mm,
trash and history and files, and we need to constantly upgrade the system. Yeah, it's
yeah.
just because for example, we're praying to higher forces for signs, and
Mm,
the higher forces is sending us a file, but
mm,
this computer is like computer in 1990s, and the file
yeah.
we're sending is like GIF. You know, how can this GIF
Okay.
message from the universe can be played in that
Yeah.
1990 computer? It doesn't work. So that's why we
Yeah.
keep praying, we keep doing things, asking for signs like,
Yeah.
oh, nothing is happening, no one is answering me. Somebody is answering you. We are not just perceiving the answer. We're not receiving
Mm,
because we are not capable of receiving it. Our
yeah.
body, our system, the supercomputer is not capable of
Yeah.
reading and receiving, running that file. So that's just
Yeah.
it. It's just like because the universe answers to everyone. There is
Yeah.
no special person in this world. All
Yeah.
is special.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
is special. So
I remember
that's
that analogy. I remember that analogy when I was trying to download Zoom and my operating system is still 1998. You know, it keeps on updating.
exactly.
It keeps on updating. And then the other one is when it comes to the prayer, you know, when we are in the platform of um, practicing the law of attraction, it's just like when an elephant comes to your house and your house is so small and you're not ready, you will be overwhelmed. So it's like that. Yeah, so the other way around. So it's either your system is not yet upgrading to acknowledge what it is that what it is that the nature is giving you, or if you are given right now, you might not be able to, you might be overwhelmed to have it all.
Yeah.
so so it's just to say that this whole mechanism is so intelligent that we can only have what we are capable to handle. And the cultivation of energy that to the cultivation of energy that we have, even those simple practices that we can have, is the simple steps that we can try. Yeah, so right
Mm-hmm.
now, I'm as much as I wanted to talk more about this one, um I want to know if I will be practicing this in my daily life, when and how should I start, or when in the time of the day that I will do this, and how can I start?
Okay. So when food is when you're eating correctly, like
Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
every time you eat, you remind yourself like, oh, what is the type of energy that I am eating? Yeah. Or am I writing too much in my system? And when it
Mm,
comes to breathing, again, at the most, we're breathing entire day. Yeah. So if we
mm,
can be conscious the entire day to breathe properly, then that is the perfect, ideal way of doing it. But again, we're a busy person and we're learning this thing slowly. We can start our day beginning of our day so we can tell the supercomputer, hey, this is the pace, this is the program that we are going to run today. And that's when we are actually in that breathing beautifully and we're relaxed, we can program this supercomputer in that day of what you want to achieve. Today, I want to do this and do this and do this. Now, at the beginning of the day, if you do that, you have a goal, you have a purpose, you set a purpose for your day. So you're not be going around during the day like a chicken without a head. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
and then if you can have a break on lunchtime and when you're eating, and then you be mindful in your breath. So again, that is half of the day. Then if you can again tune in and allow your body to relax and rest, then that's ideal time, lunchtime. And then at the end of the day. So the day is over. The day is over. Then we inhale and then we breathe out whatever the day, whatever our day was. Yeah, we no longer concern ourselves with that, with our day, because again, going to transmigration, this is the day is about to end. Yeah, so this is, I am programming my body to rest. So release everything, release the day, and you can release the day, erase the code of the day by using your breath, inhale and exhalation, and then you can rest, sleep nicely during the night, and then here comes another morning, then you can start again with motivational program, whatever goal you can do.
So how long will it take
Breathing.
you to practice? Yeah, how long is it? An hour, 5 minutes, or yeah?
For starter, we can start 5-10 minutes. It's not too much. It's not too much. 5 to 10 minutes of mindful breathing. So again, allow your body to contact Miss Nifai on how you can breathe properly. But because there's so
or
many
Miss
ways
Cath,
to breathe.
yeah, or Miss Cath. Well, yeah. The thing, yeah, when even if somebody will see this video and learn how it is, but the struggle of finding time to do this is quite a challenge for them. We can understand the platform because you might be doing in other areas of life, doing the hustle, and you don't have the time. But the problem most people have is not actually not having the time, but making making a priority of making the time, using it to, yeah, going to that practice. Yeah, so it's not the question of having the time, but making the time to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, would you want to spend 5 to 10 minutes telling this body, this computer, what to do for the entire day, or rather than figure out what to do in the entire day for 12 hours and be confused? Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes of telling instruction on what your body needs to do, how to relax. Allowing this body to get the instruction that you want this body, this supercomputer to do, rather than being restless for the whole day. It is not about making time. It is about understanding the importance of cultivating your energy and allowing your system, to understand what is your purpose for the day.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
the importance of the education of the mind and whatever, the computer.
As much as we want, as much as we want to throw a lot of information, those gems that's very valuable for our viewers this afternoon. I know that this is already a privilege for me having you. So in this juncture, let us know, let our viewers know, because we have a viewers right now. There is Hami's she hi Hami.
Hello. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, hello to all, and so we have some viewers a while ago, and I know this discussion is, we are only telling people some of the nuggets of the wisdom that we can offer. And the best thing to that is we are just here, yeah, to support them. So Miss Cat, how people can connect with you and find out more what so that they can harness all this energy or manage this energy.
Yes. Thank you for this chance, Ms. Defy. And again, before I end this, thank you for this platform to be able to speak out. But yes, they can find me on Facebook, Cath Plaza. It's my name there. That's my Facebook account, and that's my Instagram account. And I'm also at Gaia Cebu, Instagram and Facebook. So we offer ceremonies, classes, and all these things that whatever that they can
Mm-hmm.
help with cultivate this energy and assist them in their journey. So yeah,
Wow.
thanks.
Yeah. So all this all this all this all these activities that you offered is more on is it about cultivation of for personal or economic? Can you tell about the more information about what are these programs that you're offering to people?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. So we actually focus on how writing the system physically program for the physical body, for the mind, for the spirit. So we offer
Mm,
workshops and activities that's for motivation if you want motivation, for passion, for success if that is your goal. And then we
mm,
offer programs and activities that would enhance our feelings, intuitive feelings and emotion if you are developing, cultivating relationship, commitment, understanding yourself in your life. And we also have programs if you want to understand the spirit and how this esoteric works. And we have spiritual activities as well. So basically we are focusing on mind, body, spirit. And we have, if you actually go to at Gaia Cebu page, we have an upcoming event called Adi Guru Kriya. It is actually the teacher is a certified yogi in India, and he will be teaching pranayam, how to release all these spiritual techniques to cultivate our body, our mind, our spirit. So that's what we do. Thank you.
okay. Final words, Miss Kat. Thank you for this privilege of being here in our show. Final words that I want to hear from you is what it is for Cath Plaza to bring impact to the world.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry. I am not trying to bring impact to the world. I am being myself and just living my life. And if I can create impact and footprint to the world, then I'd be much honored. But that is not my primary goal to impact the world. I'm just living my life, trying to understand my computer as well, my programming as well. And if I can help anyone, I'd be honored. Honestly,
Wow.
that's my purpose.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's so powerful, and I love what you have said. Everything that we discussed today is so nourishing and so valuable. And yeah, your presence is a gift. So thank you very much, Miss Kat, for allowing us to know all this simple energy that we can harness every day in our lives. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
from the bottom of my heart, from all we are from the Philippine Yoga Academy. Thank you very much, and I hope that in the future we can discuss other things that is that you want to share to other people, and we can enlighten them, and
Yeah.
yeah, I would be glad to connect with you more about this.
Thank you. We live in a very small island. For sure we will meet for some collaboration. So thank you so much.
so so people might see us both in one of those events, yeah, and we do not know,
Yes,
yeah. Yeah. Okay,
of
so this
course.
juncture, Miss Kat, thank you very much, and see you very soon in our
Thank you
locality.
everyone. Thank you, Mr. Fi, and thank you, Philippine Yoga Academy, and everyone. Salamat. Salamat.
Thank you, Miss Kat. Namaste.
Namaste.
There you go. This afternoon, we discussed a lot of energy enhancing practices that we can practice in our lives and how we can harness and manage so that we can unleash those um, things that we want to uncover in ourselves. So it could be we want to increase our creativity, we want to increase our power and productivity. This afternoon, we gave you all those valuable information. And in a yoga perspective, from the time that we are born, the energy that was given to us what is something that is so precious that we can sustain throughout our lives. And I hope that for those of you who know right now how to harness and manage it will improve in your daily life towards your pursuit of finding happiness, knowledge, and bliss. This had been again a great afternoon for all of us. And if you want to support what I do and all the people in the same platform to give you all the information that is valuable to your life, you can check out what we offer in our page, and you can also visit the sites of these personalities because we are growing something that will help you in your journey of this so-called life. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. I am Nefay de la Serna of Philippine Yoga Academy, always reminding you to live in love and give with compassion.